Good evening. The frequency is obviously not in use. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. We are, let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah. Is there any emergency traffic? No, I didn't think so. If there was, you'd all be screaming. So, but you can break for any time. Please call 911 first. For information on that, you're going to down to go to YouTube and look in the search block for MJSS, and it'll bring up the screen of my radio, so you can see relative signal strengths to my station versus others, other ham radio operators. That is, you can also hear other stations you might not already, not readily hear because of your location relative to where they are. By the way, you can also go to Facebook and on MJ Simplexton, Mount Juliet Simplexton, or MJ Micah Juliet Simplexton. And you can also go to 146415.net for information on Simplex. You can also go to groups.io, MJSS in their search block, MJSS, Mike Juliet 00 for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. Or you can email me, k4pew@arrl.net. By the way, on the groups site, you can sign up for the email. You can also you don't have to sign up for anything. You can just go to the front page there and see our net schedule. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And tonight we're doing the net on the 3 bands on 146.415 FM, where we are right now. And then we're going to move over to 28.415 upper sideband. And then we're going to go to 146. We're going to go over to 223.415 on the 220 band. As far as announcements, this is net number 983. It'll be starting from the east, but we also have the breakfast coming up on Saturday, which would be 3 days from now. Well, less than 3 days. It's at 8 a.m. at Golden Corral in Hermitage. You can look it up. I think everybody knows where it is. We're happy to have you there. We're hoping we're bringing a couple of pieces of paraphernalia to look at for ham stuff. So if there's any interest. Of course, there's hint to Michael. Plus, don't forget on Sunday nights there is a 10-meter net also that's similar to ours, except it's bigger. At 7:30 p.m. on Sunday nights, monitored by. No, he's the net control is Michael KM4YRF, and it's on 28.415 upper sideband, and then he moves over to FM on 29.415, and then on to 223.415, similar to what we do tonight. Anyway, 7:30 Sunday night. Don't forget. In fact, you'll get a reminder if you're on the email list. Is there any other announcements I need to know about, or we need to know about, I should say? All righty, then we'll jump right into the net. We're going to be taking check-ins from the east, starting there, and hold on one second. Make a note here. We'll be going to, let's see, take short on time, first time check-ins or mobile stations. Please come down. Okay, what's your category? What's your category there?
Category?
I just wonder if you're mobile or what.
Oh, sorry, mobile and short on time, actually. I actually wanted to get in because of using a little backup radio system. I trucked out, so I don't have my mobile, so I'm using a rooftop mag mount in my wife's car with an HD.
Oh, okay, no, you're doing fine to me. I can hear you just fine. Of course, it's only about 5 miles or so, I guess. So you're doing fine. Anything good for the net before you jump out of there?
No, nothing good.
No, very good. Everything going okay though?
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for giving me a second.
Very good. That is man, I forgot your name. Chris. No, yeah, it's Chris. That's right. The other Chris.
That's correct. The other Chris.
Very good. Yeah, he was here first, so you got to be the other Chris, I think. Anyway, that was Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango. Who else is short on time, mobile, or first time checking?
Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Quebec Oscar.
Hello, this must be, who is this? Is this Lee?
No, name Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, I'm sorry. How are you doing tonight? For some reason, it sounded odd to me, that call, but I was mistaken.
Yeah, that's but hey, I'm good. I'm just pulling in my driveway, so I'm gonna have to hop off here, but just wanted to give you a second.
All right, where's your driveway?
Old Hickory.
Okay, very good, Kevin. I'm sorry about that. Old Hickory, and that's Kevin, not old Kevin and Hickory, but it's Kevin and Old Hickory. Kilo Quebec 4, Foxtrot Quebec Oscar, and he's mobile. A good signal, by the way, Kevin. Who else is short on time mobile or first time checking? All righty, we're going to start from the east then, looking for east check-ins, east of me anyway.
KM4 YRF.
Hello, Michael. Do you have any more information on that gal who ended up missing?
No, the only I found out just about 30 minutes ago that they found her car. But I don't know where yet, and she died from blunt force trauma.
Yeah, well, I don't even like to hear about that stuff. Did they ever arrest or find her the hubby?
No, it's still under investigation.
All right, very good. I'm sorry to hear about all that. That's rough for the family and anybody who knows them, because that's such a tragic thing to know about. Somebody shows up, missing and then dead. That's really awful.
Yeah, it was really a traumatic thing.
Oh, yeah, beyond. Thankfully, I've never had to experience anything even close to that. Anyway, anything else for that, Michael?
I guess not, Paul. I don't have anything else to report, so I'll say back to net control.
All right. Got to keep building up that other net, that repeater net.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. That's Michael, KM4YRF. He's here in Mount Juliet. He does the 10-meter net on Sunday nights. Well, 10-meter net plus the 223 net plus he fills in for me as necessary. Who else is east? Please come in.
Hey, Paul, one more thing. We're gonna have the drawing Sunday night for the $50 gift card.
Oh, that's right. There's a drawing for the $50 gift card for the 10-meter attendees for this past Sunday. So if you weren't on that thing for Sunday, this past Sunday, I guess you're not in the loop. The lottery is not going to affect you. And anyway, Sunday night's going to be, you get to hear the good news for somebody getting the money. The $50, $50 gift card. That's on Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. I already mentioned that, I think. Who else is east? Anybody else east or north? Hello, Frank. Doing okay?
Good evening, Paul. What else? Yeah, doing good. I'm glad I was able to make it. Missed Saturday. We had the meeting and didn't quite get out of there. Ended up going out to eat with the guys.
Oh, cool. Glad to hear it. Have a good time?
Yeah, it was good. It was all right. Yeah, not too bad. Cool. One of the guys brought in like a final out of a shortwave transmitter. That was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. How many that's at the Wilson meeting now, right?
Yeah, it was pretty packed. I couldn't give you a number, but it was a lot of people. It's growing.
Good. Glad to hear it. You need to grow it, because if as that Hamfest gets bigger, it's going to need more people.
Yeah, I didn't go to Kentucky, but I know that I think Bill. I know Bill went and Jim, and I think they ran into some people that had not heard of it. So yeah, that's exactly who you want to run into, the people who have not heard of it, so you can spread more the news more to more people.
Oh, that's funny. Well, the more the better. I mean, you guys didn't have a booth up there, did you?
No, but they did bring some flyers and they handed it out, and some of the guys are bringing it to the other Hamfest. So it's good. I know it's gonna be getting announced on the shortwave radio from Ted Randall probably going to do that, and so it'll hopefully be better this year. Not that it was terrible or bad or anything, just new location, new building. There was some people liked it, some people didn't. It was much less confusing than the other year before.
Oh, the year before it was like a rat maze.
Yeah, that felt like exactly like you said. Like, is this a test? There was people that didn't even realize there was, other sections, and yeah, and it was aggravating. But you got to do what you got to do. There's been, there's changes, over with the organization over there. One of our big supporters, has passed away that worked for the commission there. So hopefully nothing will be bad, but too early to say.
Yeah, no, I think that venue's great. I think it went very well from what I could see. I mean, I couldn't even see any problems with it, other than I'd like to see about twice as many people.
Yeah, I'm sure. Bill would like to see that. I'm sure he'll do a good job, as usual, and it should be good. Yeah. We got a bunch of new people. Got some new positions in the what I call the management side of the club. So it's good. It's all good. It's I don't always I'm too busy to always participate in everything or go to all the meetings, but it's all positive things.
We already have the date for that.
Yes, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, I'll try to put that in the little weekly newsletter here, make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody else doesn't chime in, I'm sure that I can get it for you by the next net. So anyway, I got nothing else other than hopefully everybody's doing good, and we'll give it back to you over there, KB9RKK.
All right, very good. That was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. He's in Northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor, Quebec.
Well, there was a double, and Brent won. How you doing, Brent?
I don't. Oh no, everything's great. We're happy up north here.
Yeah, I was actually sitting here in my T-shirt, which I don't think I've worn a T-shirt except for a couple of days this spring. Sitting in the house, I asked my wife, is it cool in here, or is it just me?
Yeah, I begin to wonder that now. I'm getting older.
I know it. Hey, why'd you have to say that?
It just goes with the territory.
I know it does. It's just funny to me that I'm noticing it. Well, I lost some weight too, so I think that's part of the thing. But again, I think it's also getting old.
Yeah, I need to go back to losing weight. I stepped on a scale today, and the springs will loose.
It goes along with the screws, right?
Pretty much.
Very good. Anything else for the net, Brent?
Nope, 73 to everybody, and I'm just going to sit back and listen.
Very good. That's Brent, Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor, Quebec. He's in Northwest Wilson County. Who else is north?
WD0NLO.
Well, I guess Brent wiped you out, huh, there, Mark?
Oh, I don't know. Did he? This was the first time I tried, so maybe not.
Oh no, it's probably somebody else. No, never mind. I thought it was you, but I thought that would be unusual for you him to wipe you out.
Well, it's happened. And then usually you just go get more power.
Yeah, you don't use your that, what do you call it? That cheesy antenna.
Oh, the disco. No, it's still up there on the tower, but it's relegated to only 220, and it does a terrible job of that.
Well, you put in 50 watts and you get 30 out.
Oh, maybe. I doubt that even.
As you know, I think it probably on 220. I'm going to guess it probably has negative gain. You get less than you'd hoped.
Yeah, I don't know. But I never realized how bad it was until 220 came along.
You mean recently or original?
Originally.
Oh, really? You wouldn't think it would be that bad, does it? Oh, that's right. It also doesn't have a vertical on it, does it?
Well, it's a discone, so I guess it's kind of a slot antenna, and I believe it is vertical polarization, even though it looks like it's horizontal. But in any case, it doesn't work very good. So it's going to get warm one of these days, and I'll grab Robin and we'll have to fix it. I've got the good antenna in the garage.
Ah, very good. By the way, one of the things I forgot about that little pipe dream I had. I was going to build a real disc cone that actually has a sheet metal disc at the bottom and not a sheet metal cone at the bottom and an actual disc on the top.
Yep, I've seen guys build those, especially for the like 2 gig and up.
Yeah, maybe I'll. Well, I still gonna say I'm gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it. I think about a lot of things I never do.
Well, yeah, I got that disease too. And if you think you're cold now, wait another 5 years. And it could be 75 outside, and I'm still freezing.
I guess that's why they sell sweaters to old people.
Yeah, cardigan.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm getting there. I mean, I'm going to be 75 in a couple of months, so I'm not too far off. If I'm feeling cool now, I can't wait till 80.
Yeah, well, you should save on your summer cooling bill.
Oh, absolutely. Well, anyway, that was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. He is in Northwest Wilson as well. Who else is north?
KD4TWR.
Hello, Wes. Everything going well?
Yeah, I think I lost Brent. Well, I lost the Brent, Mark, I guess. How close is Brent?
He's up there near Brian, who you communicate with somewhat regularly.
Yeah, so he's definitely close. Things are wet and soggy out here, but that's Boston Town for you. I'm enjoying the day. KD4TWR.
Yeah, I saw there was flooding in Georgia from that rain front that moved through. But we don't have any of that here, thankfully.
Yeah, like Mark, I'm waiting for some dry and warm weather. Got some towel work to do myself. Anyway, back to that, KD4TW.
Very good. That's Wes. He's in north of Possum Town. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Who else is north?
KD4 VUW, Carlin Angel Town West.
To grab you that quick dinner?
Yeah, it's more than a sandwich though. It turned into a ham sandwich, and pork and beans, and 2 hash browns. That filled me up pretty good. I was a little bit tired. I've been vacuuming for the last, 3-4 hours. And back there in the bedroom, got everything vacuumed up back there. And then yesterday, I was vacuuming in here and vacuumed the radio desk, and took everything off the desk and cleaned everything in the desk, and then had to put it all back together. The day before that, I cleaned up the computer desk and everything and vacuumed it all off and everything. So I've been a vacuuming little fuzzy bee for the last 3 days.
Yeah, well, you got an inspection coming up or something?
I think it's spring fever or something. I don't know. It just hit me to start cleaning for some reason. I just started cleaning.
I only start cleaning when I can't see the desk anymore.
Yeah, I just want to get it all vacuumed up. And, it really looks pretty in here now. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anything good for the? By the way, I contacted that guy I told you about out there in Colorado about the vintage radio repair.
Yeah.
And he wrote me back. He goes, "Thanks for writing." He goes, "I can't take the radio right now. He says, I'm stacked with business." He goes, "See me at the end of the month."
Oh, well, that's good. He's probably got a supply of parts too. He may even have some, radios that he's junked out, and he's already went in and, cleaned the boards up and stuff, and just got some spare boards laying around that way. And he might be able to turn you around pretty quick. Those 440s were bad about that. I think the 850s were a capacitor problem in them. So, I can't remember what it was on the 850s, but the 440s was definitely that problem with the solder joints and the wax and the VCOs and stuff. And they, I don't know if he's the one that does it, but I remember watching where they actually took the VCO and they just took all the parts out and cleaned. It was nothing but just a blank spot where the VCO was, and they cleaned
all the wax out stuff. It's like I told you, it's a very labor intensive work on that radio just to get it back going. And the one did over 700 solder joints in that one radio.
And you need an automated soldering gun with that.
Yeah, I think that's why Kenwood, they didn't want to fool with them. You know, they just figured, oh, you got to do all that. Why don't you just buy a new radio? Of course, that's the way any manufacturer's going to do. They build them just like cars, you know, and they know that, okay, you're going to get so many years out of this, and after that, you need to buy a new one, you know, make up some profit. So, I don't know. But anyway, at least it's good that you talk to him and stuff and he'll get you squared away. Mike, K4 VVA, he's got one. He said something to me about it, and I told him I just really didn't want to fool with it because of it being so labor intensive and stuff. I said, look, you know, you get in there and you'd be working on that radio for a month, you know, trying to get it go through everything in it and stuff. But he's probably got it down, and you know, like I said, he's probably got some spare boards that he's already cleaned up and got ready, and he can just drop a board in.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, anything else on that, Carl?
I'm gonna go in there and get my 3 cookies. I'm gonna get my 3 Oreos. And oh man, I guess I'll turn it back over to you so you can get more check-ins. So that's it, K4 VW.
Very good. That's Carlin. He is in Angeltown area. That's Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. Who else is north or west?
Kilo 4, Alpha November Mike, Clint in Old Hickory.
Hello, Clint. You doing well?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I just hung up a new diamond antenna today, so I have a real one, not an HT this time, and excited to see how it does. Thanks for hosting that.
Oh yeah, you're doing great to me. I didn't have the screen up here, but let me look at you on the next transmission. Oh, you sound great.
Yeah, it was a comedy of errors putting it up, but it's in the air, so that's all that counts.
Oh, you're 40 over to me.
Well, I don't know if it's actually me doing anything right. I was at S5 with an HT from here.
Yeah, but there's a whole difference between S5 and 40 over. Let me tell you. Now, which one did you get? Which diamond?
I got the 200 up here now.
Oh, it's killing. It's killing over here. I don't know that you could do any better to me anyway. And I don't know your elevation. You're where again?
I'm in Old Hickory. I actually checked on that. I think I told you 800 feet. That was way off. I'm at 500. I need to throw that watch away.
Yeah, we had that. One of the guys was over here when we were up on my roof a couple of years ago, and he says we were trying to orient the, so we had the rotator correctly oriented, and he's got his phone, the compass on the phone, and he says, "No, there's north." I go, "No, I know that's not right. I know from I've looked at it before." I said, "Let me go grab my compass." And I got his old Boy Scout compass I've had since, well, I don't want to say 60 years. Okay, brought it up on the roof. I go, "There's true north," and he goes, "This thing's worthless. The phone app is stupid."
Yeah, it seems like the more you pay for it, the less it works.
Well, you can't beat a regular floating in oil compass, I'll tell you. Anyway, so yeah, when you said that, I thought, man, that is a good elevation for Old Hickory because that's closer to the river than a lot of locations around here.
Yeah, I felt real bad about that. I need to make sure I corrected the record.
I don't know. Hey, if Donald Trump can increase the size of his, or decrease or increase the size of his business for loan purposes, you can lie about your height.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've only got the antenna about 200-300 feet up.
Yeah, that's right. I always joke about that. I said, people put up the pictures of their shacks and sometimes their towers. What you do is you just pull a whole bunch of pictures off of the internet and say they're yours. You put it up on there. In fact, I don't know if you've seen those videos that me and my wife made a few years ago that show a Radio Shack just jammed full of equipment. Not mine. It's just a Radio Shack because we're using it as a prop. This picture, we even gave credit to the license holder in the credits, And I had a couple of friends of mine go, "It's one heck of a Radio Shack you got there." I go, "Nah, mine isn't even close to that."
Yeah, those are the ones that dreams for sure. But well, thanks for hosting that. I appreciate what you're doing, and I'll pass the the next one.
Very good. That's Clint with his brand new antenna at a regular height of somewhere close to upwards of 500 feet, no more. I'm not sure what it is, but that's Kilo for Alpha November, Mike. And that's Clint, and he's in Old Hickory. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
All righty. So what's going on? Hold on one second. Lost my pencil here. What's going on, Greg?
I don't have a pencil. Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. Now, you have to use a pencil?
Well, there's a beauty in using pencils. You know what it is?
Do tell.
Well, I learned over the years in working in the field, and there was a lot of working out in the weather in Florida. You know, sometimes ballpoint pens don't hold up the water. I mean, the paper doesn't, whatever you're writing on. And it also, felt tip pens don't even bother, unless they're magic, you know, unless there's the permanent markers, which I didn't do. So I decided pencils are better because I don't care if you get wet, you can still read them. They don't bleed. There's nothing. It lasts forever.
I like grease pencils.
Yeah, used a lot of grease pencils in the past. You just have to have a rag around all the time.
Yeah, in the restaurant industry, it's great for dating product, and it'll stay on there, but it's awfully easy to remove.
I'll give you the little, I know we're going to have time tonight. I think we are anyway. One of my jobs when we were in Vietnam was in the Combat Information Center on our ship, a little ship. Don't make it sound bigger than it is. But I had to do I would read off spotting reports for aircraft, enemy aircraft. And I had one of those circular boards. It looks like a big giant bullseye that's, you know, but it's in glass. And so the people on the other side can see what's on the screen, or what's on the glass. But I was behind it, filling in locations and distances, little code letters and stuff on the back side. But I had to write backwards, which I had again. I had to try writing backwards for a living. You know, it was fun. But anyway, that was all with grease pencil.
Yeah, like I said, I've used them a bunch. I don't think I currently have one. I think I do have some regular leaded pencils in the drawer somewhere.
No, I've had a habit over the years, not always, just a lot of times since, so I don't know when, probably since the early 70s, you're carrying around a mechanical pencil.
Very cool. Number 2, or what do you like?
Well, the real skinny ones drive me crazy. Those 0.7s, but the 0.9 is good.
But not like a number 2 darkness.
Oh yeah, not too hard. Yeah, we're going over. This is really important stuff we're talking about here. You know, pencil preferences.
For some reason, when I was about 8, I realized there was other things in number 2s, and I got into where I was collecting different, you know, darknesses.
So you were a compulsive pencil lead collector.
Yeah, and then I realized that there were, if you just had like a drafting art set, you get them all.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, did you take drafting in school?
Yeah, high school and then some in college also.
Oh, cool. Yeah, see, we actually had drafting in junior high school. I had a whole half a year of drafting.
Yeah, I was more like 10th grade, I guess, when I did it. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Oh, I liked it a lot, but it's a lost art. Now it's all done on computer, every single bit of it. Maybe people make notes on pieces of paper, but all the drafting is done on computer.
I can imagine. Now, I've talked too long. TV.
Very good. I'll be the judge of that. I'll make you keep talking, man. That was Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, and he's in Antioch. Who else is West?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Dolphin.
Hey, so you survived some kind of a medical thing you had going on?
Yeah, a little procedure, and we kind of had to stay up all night, Sunday night, getting ready for it.
Ah, one of those kind of procedures, eh? Your own home procedure first.
Yeah, the home procedure is worse than the actual procedure.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, those kind of things. I remember the last time I did that, I said, this is like torture. Why do they make it? Can't they do it for me?
Yeah, can I fix this in?
No, it's, well, I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Everything goes just fine.
Oh, cool. Anything good for the net?
No, I was like Carlin. I did a lot of cleaning today, or tried to. But it seems like the more I did, the less it looks like it, you know.
Well, I did clear a path on the desk here a little bit. It's not completely clear, but it made more room anyway.
Well, that is important. But anyway, I'll see you on the next check-in. KC4I, over to get back to net.
Very good. That was Jack. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, and he is in Donaldson. Who else is west? Anybody else west?
KO4, MKD.
MKD. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing fine, Paul. Just running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, but that doesn't last very long.
Well, I've seen some of them run for, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, but not in a straight line.
No, they have a difficulty keeping that straight line. But don't really have anything for them. They just want to check in, say hi to everybody, and hope everyone's well. I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Doug, did you ever look up the statistics on how many chickens we eat in this country every year?
Oh, I wouldn't have any idea, but I'm sure it's a staggering number.
Oh, it's staggering. It'll blow your mind. It's like 1 billion.
I can believe that. I mean, it's very popular food, and right now it's probably one of the most economical foods.
Yeah, I think it probably is. It's amazing, though. I did some work. Well, I worked for a plant that was up in the valley, the Shenandoah Valley up there, Western Virginia. And not West Virginia, but Western Virginia. And it was they were in Harrisonburg. And one of the guys, an engineer I worked with, did some work on chicken ranch. It wasn't chicken ranch. It was who's the big chicken supplier, the big one? I can't think of their name right now. Anyway, he did some work for them because they had, pretty much chicken egg production and chicken production is like an automated function. And that's what he was doing, the automation for the water, food, the lighting, cleaning machinery, etc. And he's the one that told me that they can, from cracking the egg, when that egg gets born, that chick to maturity, where they are harvested, where they are, I guess that's not right, the word in chicken world. Anyway, where they were, taken and slaughtered, was I think 36 days from front to back. And that's how long it takes to bring them up to speed.
You say 36 days?
Yeah, it was 30 something. I want to say 30, might have been 37, might have been 39, but it was in the 30.
Yeah, that is surprising. I would have figured it would have been closer to 60, maybe even 90, which that seems pretty quick. You're probably thinking of either Tyson or Purdue.
No, it was Tyson. It was Tyson Foods. Anyway, I just got a kick out of it because I thought I would have thought the same thing. I had very little experience in chickens. It was all in eggs, though, not killing them. And I couldn't believe it. But again, with the right amount of water, feed, lighting, all that stuff put together, and the vitamins and the supplements they give them, I don't think they're giving them hormones, but they might. But it doesn't take them long. Like I said, 30-something days. I'll have to look that up myself.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. I would be concerned about what's making them grow that fast. Maybe that's over in like Chernobyl.
That's right. Yeah, it's built over a nuclear waste site.
Yeah, it could be true, but I've never raised chickens. I'm a little more familiar with the chicken of the tree.
Chicken of the tree. I'm not sure which one that is. The squirrel?
Ding, ding, ding. Winner. Squirrel dinner.
You got to kill a lot of those.
If you get a nice, just big fat mature squirrel, there's quite a bit of meat on that.
Did you ever see the squirrels up around in Minnesota or Michigan or New York, anywhere up there? See those gray squirrels?
Oh yeah, I used to deer hunt in western New York, not too far from Buffalo, and I was squirrel hunted there too. In fact, I killed a black squirrel there.
Yeah, I was going to say the squirrels up there are much bigger than the squirrels I see here.
Well, again, it depends on the species. We have gray squirrels here, and we have fox squirrels here. And the fox squirrels tend to be, at least in my experience, a bit bigger.
I don't think I've ever seen a fox squirrel. I've seen pictures of them, but I haven't seen any here. Then that doesn't mean they're not here. There's lots of things I don't see. I mean, I got them. My yard is trampled by deer every day.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. I'm just noticing I have writing on my pad, but I don't know who put it there. I don't know, maybe it was me. Anyway, anything else for the net, Doug?
That'll do it. Again, thanks for what you do, and thanks everybody. Good evening to everyone.
Yeah, that's Doug, and he's in Greenbrier. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you win again.
No, it was unusual because I didn't even have to look at anything. I just realized, no, that's Greenbrier. So I'm learning very slowly. It's hard to teach somebody getting this old,
You're not old. You're just experienced.
Oh, I guess. But even that, it's kind of like, as you get older, things that get farther in the past, and And I'll say, that happened in, I don't know when it happened. I just know it happened. And then I'll go, I don't know where it happened though. I'm pretty sure I know. Anyway, that was Doug. Kilo Oscar 4 Mike, Kilo Delta. He's in Greenbrier. Who else is west? West or south? Very good. KF4, KFQ. Tony, you doing any good today?
Well, I have you to thank, you and that other gentleman to thank for me not getting connections tonight, because you put the words lead pencil in my head, and when you do the connection puzzle tonight, you will see it sent me down a rabbit hole that I couldn't find my way back out of. So I ended up not getting 2 of the 4 categories on connections because of lead pencil. Anyway, but other than that, I'm doing all right. I mean, you're doing well, considering that you were only an adjunct net controller.
So you were listening to the net last. Oh, you were on the net last night. That's right. So that just came to me as he said it, because I don't want to be alternate net control or northern net control or what. So I just threw the adjunct in.
Yeah, that was that ought to give you a bit of of prominence, I would say, because not everybody can be an adjunct.
No, in fact, I figure at this point it will look good on my curriculum vitae, to see adjunct net controller Rutherford County.
Yeah, you'll get your badge made up, put it on your jacket.
Damn right. And I'm not a badge. I'm gonna get me a regular patch. Make homemade, regular, not homemade, but factory patches.
There you go.
All right. Anything else on that, Tony?
No, I think I'd probably do it. Careful.
Very good. That's Tony. He is in Smyrna. Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec. Who else is south?
K4 KCF.
Oh, there's the primary. There's the professor net control.
Well, behind every professor's a good adjunct, right?
I guess. I didn't want to be. What else do they have in universities? The student. What do they call those people?
Faculty.
No, the ones behind the professor. Oftentimes there'll be a student who's acting on behalf. Sometimes even teaching the class.
Graduate assistant.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? I heard Kevin, but I heard Greg, but I didn't hear Kevin. What'd you say, Kevin?
Teaching assistant.
I guess TA. I guess it is. Anyway, but that's only for those. I think that's only for those giant classes I've been in.
I was a teaching assistant back at university, but no, our classes are too small for that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Everything going good for you? That went pretty good that you did the other night.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Preston was out of town, so he asked me to fill in, but not too bad for a vertical G215, only 30 feet off the ground.
Did you have any? Well, you had a couple of relays that I remember. I mean, besides me, not mine, because you had that one from Hartsville. That's like 1,000,000 miles from where you are.
Yeah, there was no way I was going to hear that one, thanks to you.
He was like he sounded like he was down the street from me. The conditions were that good.
Yeah, it was a good night last night. We had 17 on the net.
Yeah, I've seen you. That's a good number because that's kind of an average number at this point, I think. Or maybe not average. It peaks out somewhere around 17, 18, 19, 20, something like that. Yeah,
for the Simplex part, I think we're getting into the 30s now for the repeater. Oh, I said the bad word, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. You mean for the repeater conjunction crowd?
Yeah, see, you can't say it either. It's probably for the best of it. Yeah, 32 for the regular weekly net, and we just do that Simplex once a month.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, doing it. We only do it twice a week.
So,
no, it's sometimes I rue the day I decided that, but I'm working what I said I was going to do twice a week, and of course the first year or so, we probably averaged 5 or 6 or 7 check-ins, so it was an easy net.
Yeah, it's getting a little unwieldy now, but that's a good problem to have, as I say. It's K4 KCF.
Oh no, I'm not glad it's not what we've had as many as 50 or something, 53 or something like that, but I'm glad it's not, because people they'll check in and they'll do the net for a while and then they drop out because they realize, hey, I can do Simplex elsewhere. I don't have to check in. They may even monitor. I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if people are stimulated by knowing there's a Simplex net and they can figure out what's good and bad based upon what we're doing, and they get realize there's a whole bunch of people doing it when, but when I got here, I don't know if anybody, well, there was probably some people doing Simplex. It just wasn't, I didn't know where they were.
Yeah, well, is that your way of saying I haven't been on that for a while?
No, I meant otherwise. I mean, before I got here and created a new Simplex world on this, at least on this frequency. I just, I don't know how many people were doing Simplex here. And I was doing Simplex on somebody else's net. No, initially on somebody else's net. And then I started a net as a club president of a fairly large club. We started a Simplex net there, which went really well. And then similar to this one, we were doing 2 meters, 70 centimeters, 6 meters FM and 10 meters upper sideband, which was cool. It was a cool net because it was easier to cover a larger area on a relatively flat west coast of Florida.
Yeah, I like it better. Doing Simplex is where it's at. I love when we get a couple relays going and there's a hop or two in there. That makes it interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good because ultimately, while it's, working Simplex isn't like it's a magical, dreamy thing that you can do. I mean, if you're in a bad location, it's going to be tough unless you got money for a big tower. But where the rubber meets the road during, emergencies, you better hope you can know how to do Simplex.
Hey, like you said, rubber meets the road. You just drive to a bigger hill.
Yeah, well, if you can, yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, anything else for the net, Kevin?
That was it, Paul. Good talking to you. This is K4 KCS.
Yeah, it was Kevin, and he's a man. I even remembered you're in Alma. That's Kilo Charlie Foxtrot in Alma, Tennessee. It's Alma, right?
Yeah, Bill at the end.
It's a who?
Almaville.
Oh, that's right. It's Almaville. Man, I even shortened the name, man. That's because my memory's short. That's why. Yeah, that's what I get for being the adjunct. I don't have to know everything. Anyway, that was Kevin. Kilo Charlie Foxtrot in Almaville, which is smaller than Alma. Is actually the main municipality, and Almaville is adjacent to it. Who else is south? Now we got to check in from the big city of Rockville. How are we doing? Are you doing well, Larry? Yeah, you're pretty noisy tonight. How do I sound to you? Ah, very good. Yeah, I need to get it up higher, I guess. I'll do better. Anyway, anything else for the net? Very good. That's Larry in Rockville, and he does the D-Star net at 7:15 on a Saturday evening. So be there if you can be there on 146.460. Who else is south? Nobody else south. So we're looking for, started with east. So any place, anywhere, please come down.
KG4,
Hey, Kevin, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fairly well, Paul. Just got in here and watched some finished watching a movie. Goodness, I can't even talk. I'm sitting here listening to a podcast and watching videos and listening to the net. I probably won't be able to check in on 6 meters if that's tonight.
No, we got 10 meters tonight.
All right, well then I'll be able to check in.
Oh, good. In fact, I got to remember. I think I've got the wrong antenna connected, so I'm going to have to do that when we wrap up this one anyway. So everything going good though?
Yeah, everything's well over here on this side of town. How about on yours?
Just a little bit soggy, and that's fine with me though. That means I don't have to mow the lawn, but we will after it quits being soggy.
I tell you what, boy, it won't take very long after this much rain and this much warmth. It's going to grow like a wildfire.
I'm going to have to put in some growth suppressant chemicals.
There you go. Give them some MSD or MSD.
Oh, I don't know. They do have something I've seen it used, but I don't know where. I think that, where I saw it, they said they used it. It was on some of the interstates. They put some of that, it's like a growth suppressant, so they don't have to mow it as often.
Oh, that's interesting. I never realized that they did that. I just thought they went out and cut it. I never knew that they did anything special.
Well, I don't know if everybody does it. I just remember in Florida, they had signs up saying it. And they probably had the signs up so in case they weren't held liable for you getting cancer after you walk through it.
There you go.
you know, some of that stuff gives you that too. What is they call it? Carcinogen. I tell you, it gives you cancer in a heartbeat. What is that? There's a famous one out there that they've been talking about here recently. I can't think of right now.
Well, if you look at the labels on any of the products you use, everything causes cancer.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be grass grower or anything else. I tell you, it's just everything.
No, I use a shampoo. I think it's called coal tar. Did you ever hear that kind of shampoo, a coal tar shampoo?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
I know it's neat stuff. I like it. I've been using it for years. But it says on the bottle, maybe carcinogen, by the state of California, listed as a possible carcinogen.
Well, I was just about to say it must be made from in California, because everything in California gives cancer.
Yeah, maybe they just need a sign on the border there. California may cause cancer.
That's right. All right. Well, let me get out of your hair so you can get on with it. KG4, Mosaic.
Very good. That's Kevin. Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu. Anybody else? Please come down. Because we're going to be calling for the list here in a second if I don't get somebody coming in now. All right, we're going for the sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater kachunkers, scanner listeners, and of course, the never always present, the lizard people, and not to mention the flat earthers, which we just had a flat earther here. We just got rid of Kevin here, so he would have jumped in. And I don't think there's anybody else.
KV4. K1 SPD.
Hold on there, Scott. I figured you'd jump in there. But I also got Tom in there, KB4SFN. How you doing, Tom? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Pretty good for an old man. Just happened to come by here and not to turn the radio off, heard the net. So good evening to you and everyone out there. Have a good time.
All right. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that was Tom. He's over in what is that area called? I forget.
Martha.
Oh, Martha. That's it. How could I forget Martha? Anyway, that's Martha, Tennessee, and that's Tom, Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November. Who else? Oh, I heard Scott in there. How you doing, Scott?
Oh, we're just listening to the whole net.
Very good. But you waited until my famous ending, right?
That's it right there.
You notice I added a couple of categories. I don't want to leave anybody out.
I didn't hear YouTubers.
Probably should include YouTube. Yeah, it should say, what would you call those? Screen junkies?
Yeah, because that's what I listen to the net mostly until you start taking calls from the south or east. I can hear just about everybody there.
Oh, yeah, very good. I rarely know who's on the YouTube thing. But I appreciate you checking in. Everything going okay?
Just wonderful.
Fantastic. I hope you're doing well. That was Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and he is in Laverne. Almost always checks in on the call for the list, the sandbagger list. Anybody else, please come down.
The reason is because I'm usually watching or listening to the net on the phone. And when it gets to me, that's when I get up out of the chair and come to the radio. And also, if you've never seen a fox squirrel, those things are amazing.
Really? The reason I think I've seen pictures of them, do they have a really bushier or a longer tail?
Oh my gosh. First time I saw one, I was going out, cousins of mine, they had, about 2,000 acres they used to go deer hunting on in South Carolina. And driving down the road up to the main house, I saw one, I stopped and I got out of the car and I looked up at it, trying to figure out what that was. I had to ask them.
So it was a much meatier, a much bigger bodied animal?
Yeah, very, very healthy.
Huh. Interesting, because it's funny, because when I think of fox aren't really very beefy. If you take away their fur, they probably look like a snake.
Well, just imagine a real fat squirrel with a big bushy fox tail. And that can climb trees real fast.
All right, K1 SK.
Very good. That was Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Anybody else?
Yeah, they're difficult to skin.
Who, the fox ones?
Yeah.
Never skinned one. Well, I've never had one. I've never seen one. Who is somebody doubled in there? Who was that?
That's because they're adjunct squirrels.
Yeah, they just want to be squirrels. All right. No, like I said, I'll have to take a look on the web about them squirrel things, those fox squirrels. I did get a kick when I realized that the groundhogs are rodents similar to a squirrel, and they can even climb trees. I had one that tried to climb the 4x4 post, one of the 4x4 posts that holds up the bird feeders, because he wanted up at that bird feed, and he couldn't make it up very far because she was a big fat thing. It was kind of funny to watch because she climbed up a few feet and then slide back down.
Yeah, they're in the squirrel family, also known as whistlepigs.
Oh yeah, no, they're great. They're cute animals. They really are. They can be a nuisance, but they're cute animals. Anyway, in fact, I started to sing that song to my lovely wife, and it was but the song we sang in the Boy Scouts about wanting to eat great big gobs of greasy, grimy gopher guts. Anyway, thanks for that input there, and both Tony and Greg, and they're both south of Nashville proper, so they're allowed to do that. Anybody else before we move on to 10 meters?
This is Doug Kale from Katie.
Yeah, Doug, go ahead.
By the way, groundhog is delicious. I just wanted to mention that I will be doing another Parks on the Air activation this weekend as a celebration of the International Day for Women. And we've got a couple of young ladies in our radio club. I'm going to go out to Port Royal State Park on Saturday, and I'm going to take my communications ham radio assault trailer out there and let them operate out of the trailer and get Parks on the Air activation. And hope you guys will tune us in.
Do you know where you're going to be? Which band?
We'll be on HF. I mean, you can find us on the Parks on the Air website as far as looking us up. Probably be 40 meters and 20 meters. I'm also going to give another crack at the 2 meter. I'll do that everywhere I go. And, so if you look on the website, you'll see a 2 meter, probably somewhere around the national calling frequency or somewhere 5 kW up and down from that.
I don't know about you, Doug, but I celebrate women every day.
I do too. I don't think I'd be here without them.
No, that's right. You can't ask for, I'm telling you, we often take mothers in XYLs for granted, but my gosh, they're important to me. Anyway, no, we'll have to make the general announcement so everybody can hear. Port Royal State Park, Doug's going to be at on the Parks on the Air. You can look up the location and the for Saturday, this coming Saturday, Parks on the Air, to commemorate celebrating Women's Month. Celebrating Women Month. Yeah, that's what it is. Women doesn't need a plural on it. But that's this Saturday, and look it up if you're not familiar with it. In fact, it's a good thing to look up if you haven't. Look on Parks on the Air. Just do a search for Parks on the Air. It'll show you how it all works, and it's kind of neat. Anyway, anybody else? Please come now.
K1JTB.
K1JTB. How you doing? It's John.
What's up, Paul? So, does this count if I identify as a woman? Can I still participate?
You know, you can identify any way you want to in today's society, man. You can identify as a gopher if you want to.
I actually prefer school bus, but only on Tuesdays.
It's true. What the heck? I mean, it's only limited by your imagination, apparently.
Roger. Good to hear you, man. Yeah, I've been off the air for a while. I just heard you. I was scanning and came across. I'm assuming this is the net. I have no idea, but anyway, good to hear you. K4P7K1GDB.
Yeah, I heard you on the Rutherford County net last night.
Yeah, solid copy. First night back on the air in a while. Replugged in the tower. My antenna situation was really ticking off the wife because for my current setup, I have my LMR 400 running through the attic stair doors down to my radio from the roof through the hole in the vent out of the roof because I haven't properly installed it. So it's very ugly. So that's why I've been off for a while.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, my wife can't see all that crap I put up there. But no, if you, the highlight of that net last night was one of the hams who's a regular on, and then he identified himself as somebody else by accident.
Wait, say again?
He identified a call, but it was somebody else's call. Then he goes, "Hey, no, let me give you the correct call." He came in behind something else, and he repeated that guy's call for whatever reason. Just I've done similar things.
Yeah, it was weird too. Some guy like he like paused the net to ask if I was a pilot. It was very unusual, and I'm like, "Yeah, why do you ask?" And he's like, "Well, the way you talk." And I'm like, "That's kind of creepy."
Well, it could be worse. He could have thought you were something really bad,
Yeah, I mean, at least he didn't say like pedophile or something. But anyways, name's John. Glad to be back on the net. 7:30, everybody out there listening. Paul's an awesome guy. If you hadn't been on the Simplex net, this is the best place to be. K1JTP.
And you are in Brentwood, right?
Yeah, Roger. Solid copy on that.
Yeah, very good. I didn't know if you moved or anything. As long as everything's going good. That was John Brentwood in Brentwood. Kilo 1 Juliet Tango Bravo. That's a new call for him. Well, at least it's new. It's a little while. Anybody else? Please come down. We got nothing. All right, we had 20. It was a really nice night tonight. It's kind of beefs it up. A couple of nets recently. We've had, I think, as few as 12 and averaged about 17 or 18. So it's kind of cool. We're going to move over to 28.415. I got to look in the back of my radio, make sure I made that connection properly, because I was chasing my tail here around dinner time trying to get ready. So hold on 1 second. That's where I'll be momentarily. K4PW.
One more second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is K4PW.
This is K4PW. Yeah.
This is also K4PW.
Oh, you're checking in with it. Oh, so you got to be K4PW/T for trans.
Oh, my apologies. Just trying to make a joke off your last comment. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, you're a trans K4PW.
Trans Am.
Very good. Thanks, John. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I should have done my checklist, but no, I did have it on the wrong antenna. But anyway, this is K4PW on 28.415. Looking for check-ins from the, where am I going? East, please come now.
KM4YRF.
Very good copy, of course, Michael. That's Michael, KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet. Who else is East? Nobody else East or North?
Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor, Quebec.
Ah, very good, Brent. You got a good solid copy tonight. How are you copying? Good conditions, or you're not normally this loud to me, I don't think.
No, I think it's just the wet conditions are helping out a little bit. You're sounding great over here. You're 5x5.
Very good. Yeah, you got a big ceiling. Let me look at it again. I wasn't looking at the screen. Go ahead. Just give me your call again, please, Brent.
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay, well you're S5 here, so you're doing real fine, but the audio is outrageously good. Very good. That was Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec, and that's Brent in the Northwest Wilson. Who else is west? North or west?
Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo.
Very good, Frank. You sound good. Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo. I'm not going to ask you about signals because those signals should be blowing your doors down.
No, you're doing good.
No, I figured Brent and Michael and would be doing great with you.
I think I can hear both of them without the antenna plugged in.
I'm sure. Anyway, that's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo. Frank, he's in Northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north? North or west? Yeah, you sound good, Greg. Are you copying everybody?
Well, I do like that, but it is much better than it has been in probably a month.
Oh yeah, no, it sounds good. I was impressed with all of the signals so far. Michael, I discount that one. He's only 2 miles from me, so not a chance he's gonna. I'm gonna notice the difference there. Anyway, that was Greg, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else west?
Kilo 4 Alpha November Mike, Clint Old Hickory.
Very good, Clint. You sound good. That was Clint and Old Hickory, Kilo 4 Alpha November Mike. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor.
Very good. That's Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. You sound much better than the last couple of nets we've had, Jack.
Yeah, conditions are really good tonight.
I mean, there was a couple of those nets. It was noisy and low. Bleh, it was awful.
Well, tonight's making up for it.
It's like we were on HTs or something. Very good. That was Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor in Donaldson. Who else is west? Anybody else west or south? I got you in there, Scott. Hey, how are you copying people tonight? All right, very good. Glad to hear you in there. That was Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. That's Scott. He's in Laverne. Who else is south or anywhere? Anybody else? Please come now. Going. Anybody else want to check in before we move over to 220 band? All righty. Appreciate everybody checking in. There was 8 on the 10 meters, and there was 20 on the 2 meters. So we appreciate everybody being there, and we will catch you on 220 if you got them. And this K4PW closing this portion of the net. How are we doing so far?
Doing good so far. KM4YRF.
All right, very good. We've got myself, K4PW, and KM4YRF. I feel like Groundhog Day, doesn't it? KYRF. Same kind of core group of people on this one anyway. Who else is on the air here on 220?
Real rough tonight.
I hear Tony in there hearing me. I'm real rough tonight. Yeah, I haven't shaved in about 4 days. That's KF4 KFQ. How you? I'm still rough to you though, Tony. Yeah, he's not answering. Tony, you still there?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, very good. Actually, I'm on medium power. That might be part of the reason. To keep my radio from overheating. I got to do something here for that. Who else did I hear in there?
AG4ILB. Frank.
Very good. Did I hear you in there, Frank? I heard you in there, Jack. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor and Donaldson. That's Jack. Who else was it? Frank? Was that you?
Yeah, it was me, K. Tony kind of beat me out there. Plus, my voice stopped working in the second half. Back off.
Oh, yeah, I got you. No, you're doing fine. That was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo, Kilo. Was there somebody else? Very good. Got Scott in there. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne, and also Greg, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Were you copying anybody else in there, Scott? Okay, so curious how much you can see. It's kind of tough, I think, from that down in that southern location. Tony has a similar problem in Smyrna. Greg has a little bit of a problem there in Antioch. How many people were you copying, Greg?
Everybody that Laverne and Tony.
Okay, so it's really those guys on the other side of the hump.
Yeah, usually Laverne's good. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, usually both of Laverne's not very good. He's on the side of the hump.
Tell me again, Scott, what antenna you were using on 220? Okay. And how high up do you have it? Yeah, it's I've got that. I think I told you I've got that Comet vertical up there. It's a tri-band, and it's I forget the gain. Somebody remind me what that gain is on that Comet, because a couple other people have it. I want to say it's about a 5 or a 6 dBi gain. Is that correct? I'm not getting any answers on my research here. But anyway, I'm obviously in the middle of this this net, but I get out pretty good over the, 20 miles or so in all directions at least, sometimes further. I know I get to the other side of Nashville, which is about 8, I don't know how far that is. Actually, it's probably about 15 miles. Anyway, let me just give you a rundown. We got me, K4PEW, then we have Michael, KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo, Kilo. That's Frank in northwest Mount Juliet, Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec in Smyrna, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, Jack in Donaldson, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo, Kilo, Jack in, no, I'm sorry, Kilo Bravo 9. Yeah, I did say Frank. I think you count Frank twice. Nope, Frank in Mount Juliet, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo, Kilo. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. And that's Greg in Antioch, and Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Is there anybody else in there like Carlin?
Yeah, I just got through mopping around. I went back to cleaning a minute ago.
Very good. Now we got Carlin. That's a good number tonight. We got 9 in there tonight. That's awesome. Are we able to copy anybody from your end before you jumped in there?
You asking me?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, you, Carlin.
No, I just turned over here when you got through going through that list.
Okay, very good. Yeah. I don't want to ask you. Is anybody not copying Carlin from up there in Angeltown?
Negative here.
Okay, negative on Greg in Antioch. How is a great Jack? How about you, Jack?
No copy on Carl's, not on 220. I could hear him on the other band.
Okay, very good. And I'm pretty sure, Mike, you're copying Carlin, okay?
Oh, yeah, like that.
How about you, Frank?
No problem at all here in the mirror.
Okay, very good. Which antenna are you using for 220? Are you still using the tuner on that other antenna?
Yeah, I still don't really have a good antenna, but it works pretty good.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. I'm not making fun of it. I was just wondering if that's the same one you've been using. Because you're close enough to have a good signal, probably with a coat hanger, But anyway, you sound good. Who else would I be asking? I don't know if it's useful. The farther out we get, the less useful it is, or farther south, I should say. But anyway, having 9 in here is pretty cool. Anybody got anything interesting for the net? Oh, by the way, I asked, some of you might know Ray up in Cottontown. He has been a collector of radios, and I asked him the other day, because I knew he had a whole stack of all kinds of radios. There's some still in their boxes. He bought them and never used them. I asked him, he might have a couple of 220 radios of some. They're mobiles. They're not any of the all mode radios, but he says he knows they're somewhere, and he's going to try to drag out a couple of 220s in case you know somebody who's interested in getting a 220 radio. It's it's 50 watts or something.
7.8 dBi gain, and for that early question.
How many was it?
I'm surprised. 7.8 on 220 megahertz. That's good.
That's on that tri-band?
Yeah, 6.5 on 2 meters, 7.8 on 220, and 9 on 440.
No, well, that's pretty good. Well, maybe that's probably why I bought the darn thing.
Yeah, that was a little better all around than I thought it was.
And it did pretty decent on 2 meters when I was using it for the 2 meter.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was as good as 510.
Yeah, it's only the only thing that the Comet wishes it was called Diamond, but that's the way it goes. Although I'm not real enamored with Diamond at the moment. Anyway, is there anybody else before we jump out of here tonight? K4PEW.
Yeah, I have a comment on the fox squirrels.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they're kind of orangey underneath. They're not totally gray. Like gray squirrel is kind of white underneath. These fox squirrels are kind of reddish orange underneath, which is why they're called fox squirrels, because they're the color of the fox.
Ah, very good. Like I said, I've never seen one. I'm gonna have to look. I know I've seen images of. We had some flying squirrels in Florida when I lived there, and I could sit in the backyard and sunset out on the patio, and I'd hear this rustling, and every once in a while, one of the squirrels would trying to jump from one tree to tree, and you could hear him falling through the leaves and thumping on the ground.
I think they got it right away though.
And another time, I was walking through a parking lot of a doctor's building, small doctor's building, and it had the huge oaks in this huge, big old oak, live oak, and not 10 feet from me, I heard something fall. I don't remember if I heard it fall through the tree, but I heard it, and it landed on the ground. It just went plop, just this. I don't know what it was. And I look over, and here's a squirrel, belly down, all four legs sticking straight out, and of course the tail sticking straight out. I said, man, that squirrel just fell out of that tree. And then I stood there for just a few seconds. And he got to his feet, shook his head, and took off.
It knocked him out, huh?
Oh, it was funny. It really was. I wish I had that on video.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw that tidbit in there about the fox squirrels. I think they're more prevalent in the South.
Like I said, the only thing I ever saw, in fact, what Doug was mentioning about them gray squirrels up in Canada and up in New York. When I was a kid, there were zero, not gray. They're gray. The gray squirrels, there was zero, none. I never saw a gray squirrel in my life until I went back, and they apparently, my mother told me they migrated from Canada. And I was trying to wonder how they made it through immigration across the river.
Most of the gray squirrels I see are like in the park, like Centennial Park or whatever, Fox squirrels.
Wait, hold on, Greg. Yeah, okay, very good. Appreciate the input on that, Jack. What did you say, Greg?
I think we used to see the fox squirrels, or I guess that's down here, gray squirrels.
Yeah, I've never, like I said, I can't look for them. I wouldn't know where to find them. But the only thing I see in my backyard is the rabbits and the possums and the skunks, and what else gets in my yard? Snakes. That's about it. Oh no, we had some voles. We had voles at one point. I don't see any more. Anybody seen any voles?
I got voles.
Yeah, okay. You can get those removed at the doctor.
Well, I'm putting out stuff to kill off the bugs. And if you kill off the food stores, a lot of those things like the voles and particularly the voles will go away.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because they're just looking for. I don't know. The voles don't live underground, though. Don't they eat off of the top of the ground? Oh, okay. Very good. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, guys?
Well, I think it would be radio being put in.
Okay. Well, okay, Jack. We'll catch you later. What'd you say there, Colin?
Okay, you're talking about the T20 radio. You've ever been to this site? It's called Let's Get Ready. And they carry, I think they carry the TYT 9000, but they also carry the Anytone AT588, which is a T20 radio also. Supposedly it's got a different board in it than the TYT. They are currently selling it for $129. Last week it was $120. But it's going for $129, and I think they guarantee it for a year, and they have a repair service. So if something goes wrong with the radio, it can be repaired here. There's no sending it back to China.
I wouldn't send anything back to China. What was the name of the site again?
Let'sGetReady.com. Let's Get Ready. They sell a whole lot of amateur radio equipment. I'm trying to think of that other site that's also got that radio. They've got the Anytone. They've got all three versions. They've got the 2 meter, the 220, and I can't think of the name of that silly site. But it's a little higher at that site. I think it's $339 at that site on the 220 radio. But thought I told that somebody wanted to give one on a warranty, and if anything did go wrong with it, you can send it back to them here in the States to get it repaired.
All right, very good, Carl. Appreciate the input on that. Yeah, if you let me know what that other site is, if you get your fingers on. Anyway, anything else before I jump out of here? All righty, that's K4PEW. Close on that. Have a good night, everybody. K4PEW.